when I was editing, I realized you were. I
was reading off of a script.
Right,
yeah.
I was like, what an amateur.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't want to go and then just draw it out. I didn't want to have to remember it.
What's there to remember?
I don't remember.
Hey, did we get a Patreon subscriber?
Did we get a Patreon subscriber?
I have no idea.
I need you to check and see if we got a Patreon subscriber.
I mean, I think we could get an email for that one, right?
I would think so. But...
I want an email for that. Then again, I don't check my Patreon emails.
No.
Oh, damn. Someone asked me what our Patreon what the podcast Patreon.
Maybe they're just slow. They haven't gone there yet.
I mean, I sent them the link, so
it really is like if they don't do it within like the first like 10 minutes to an hour, they're not doing it.
I mean, if this makes it into the episode, that means that they're going to know that they're called out. So
call out.
Call out.
Sheesh, you're gonna die.
Give me 1 second because I still have tears in my eyes.
He's dying inside.
You have a grumpy face by default.
Man, I don't even live here.
Did I remember my keys or am I just stupid?
Oh, I don't like how this is going.
I think it's for dummies.
God, I smell dog shit.
Welcome to the Absurdity Podcast.
I don't even know. I don't
fucking hate this show now.
Yeah. What have we done? This show sucks.
I skipped a fucking week and this is what it turned into.
It's all your fault, bro.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry.
But
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Absurdity69. Fuck Facebook. Or
I mean, it's there.
Meta.
Absurd
fuck the
entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, we're on Meta, by the way.
Yeah.
We're in the metaverse.
We're in the Metaverse. Yeah.
If you want to watch the podcast, you go to YouTube at Absurd Entertainment. Check out the Patreon, Absurdity Pod. Absurdity, I think it's Absurdity underscore pod. Yeah.
Is it? I thought it was just Absurdity Pod.
It could be. Who knows?
Either way, if one doesn't work, just try the other. Like, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, it's just Absurdity Pod.
Okay, just
Patreon.com/Absurdity Pod.
Yep, I'll edit that out.
Hey, I'm the fact checker, motherfucker.
Anyway, what's up, guys? I'm sorry I missed a week.
It's all good.
I mean, you didn't. You were there.
I was there to reveal. To reveal.
Yeah, like to reveal.
Yeah.
To reveal.
Because if it wasn't for me, nothing would have got revealed.
No, yeah, we would have been like, oh fuck. Why is no one listening? But still, no one's gonna listen. But like no one's listening. Actually, I think a lot of people are gonna listen. I think because I have like a lot of friends who have been like bugging me. They're like, yo, when's the first episode release? Yo, when's the first episode
Trust me, it's stressing me out that it hasn't released yet. Because I just want it to release.
Dude, like, so first and foremost, we're talking about our new podcast that is Chaotic Stupid. A quote unquote D&D podcast. Quote unquote.
I did the air quotes.
Yes, I
was reading. I
mean, this is not only an audio format but video format right now. So
format.
As long as they see the quotes.
Yeah, I'm reading about putting a video card.
Whereas Chaotic Stupid will not be a video podcast.
Yeah, it's only audio. I mean,
it's only audio.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen
Check it
around
out on
that
Spotify.
Table. Yeah, Spotify. Yeah. Check it out.
There's a reason why we had to get a new top for the table. It got a little sticky.
But
they can't tell we have the new top of the table.
Yeah, they can't see that. I really don't know where I was going when I jumped in to plug the new pod, but
I mean, hopefully to plug the new pod.
I mean, it was to plug the new pod, but there was something.
You had further motive.
Yeah, there was a segue. I was using the plug of the new pod as a segue into something else, but I completely forgot.
I never liked using segues.
Why? They're fun.
I've actually never used a segue.
I haven't either.
I've never used a segue.
It's really just a hoverboard with handlebars.
For those listening, he used hoverboard with decently heavy quotes.
I
Notice
did
how
one.
the boards don't hover.
I did one while scratching my ear. It was a weird position.
Calling pitches or something.
It was like I was air quoting, but it really just looked like I was heavily scratching my ear.
If you're going to make a point, make the point. It's a quote. Because the boards don't fucking hover, do they?
They don't. They roll.
They have tires.
I don't understand why they're called hoverboards.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like
they're just horizontal skateboards.
Yeah.
Well, I guess skateboards are horizontal too, right?
Yeah, but a different horizontal.
Yeah.
This one's perpendicular.
Perpendicular. Yeah.
This one's perpendicular. The other one's yeah.
It's a percolator.
Percocets, yeah.
Anyways, let's get
we're
into
in purgatory
the actual
right
show
now.
we're in. God dang.
This is purgatory. Oh God.
I'm Cameron.
If you haven't,
do you know what I like to do when I go to work?
Tell us what you like to do when you go to work.
I immediately just go hide.
Okay.
Like when I get to the warehouse, I just hide
Okay.
because good workers are hard to find. Bye.
I quit the podcast. I'll see you on Saturday to record the new one. Oh God.
Not here for no reason.
I'm not. Yeah, okay.
It was right. It was a correct sentence.
What's up, guys? DK here. And did you guys know that you can literally forge a sword from the blood of your enemies?
Yeah.
I did. It takes a lot of blood.
It's going to take
A lot of
about 359 people to make a iron, like a regular, like longsword, like a medieval longsword. The average person has about 0.004 kgs of iron in their body, and you need about 1.45
So
kilograms.
I'm approximately 4 enemies away from getting what I need.
There you go.
I'm so close.
Watch out.
I think it would be so fucking metal to have a sword made of the blood of your enemies.
Of course, yeah.
I went on further to find out that you could make like, the Iron Throne from like Game of Thrones, but it would take like something like 36,000. Like
A lot.
but I mean, if you're slaying, in the name of, I don't know, crusades or your god or
In
just
the name
to
of
build your
metal.
land. Yeah, just in the name of fucking metal, which I hope everyone lives their lives in the name of fucking metal.
Yeah.
But
If you're not, what the hell are you
yeah,
doing?
what the hell are you doing? That would be I mean, it would be pretty fucking dope to have a sword
Can you
made of
imagine
human blood.
if someone got convicted of 36,000 murders?
That's like a genocide almost.
Yeah.
That's a lot of there's a lot of things, a lot of times I could equate 36,000 murders right now, and I'm just like, I don't.
That's
need to
half
be
of a jack off right there.
yeah,
He got a good joke.
No,
in.
that
We
was a
can't-
good one.
We can't
That
even
was a
deny
good
that. That was actually pretty good.
Oh man, what was funny is
Single-handedly.
I shared a meme about like that. It was like. God, talking about memes in an audio fucking podcast sounds like the lamest shit ever. Like for real.
What have we turned into? We're not talking about memes?
Y'all ever heard of memes?
You guys know what memes are?
Okay, and Carol, calm down.
But yeah, so
They're just still GIFs.
We get it. You're on Facebook.
But yeah, that was my
Meta.
my fact of the week there for you.
There we go.
I mean, I guess kind of 2 facts there with the Iron Throne of human blood. But
In the memes, yes.
And the memes.
And the memes.
And the memes.
hey, at least I didn't go in and talk about the meme. That's all that matters.
Well,
I almost did.
Almost.
I was just like, fuck my life.
Do you realize what it would do to the show?
Oh God, I don't know. It might bump us up. We might get some fucking clout.
well,
Like cloud away.
cloud away.
Whatever we need to do to get the listens.
Speaking of whatever we need to do, this guy's here to do whatever he has to do to get you to watch. Hey, it's Jake. And I will do whatever it needs to do.
At whatever it needs to
Whatever
do.
it needs
Just
to do. I'm gonna
remember,
end.
you have family in here.
I will do whatever needs to be done.
Okay, well, that's a quick way to get
And
fired.
did you know that on the moon landing, 2 fake quotes are "That's one small step for a man." Oh, that the one false quote is "That's one small step for man." That's one false step for a man, one giant leap for mankind.
Mhm.
And no astronaut ever said, "Houston, we have a problem."
Just like there was never an astronaut on the moon.
Just like there was never
It was
any moon
fake.
landing. Yeah, exactly.
moon landing.
It's made of cheese.
It happened all in a fucking desert in Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or was it Utah?
It was in a studio.
No one wants to be in Arizona. It wouldn't be in Arizona.
I watched American Horror Story.
Just like when everyone talks about the occult, I'm like, I watch Supernatural. Like, I get it.
I know
get
what
it.
we're
We
talking
know.
about.
Yeah,
I
we
pretty much
know.
have a PhD in
Yeah, I
cryptozoology.
basically speak Enochian. Like, I got this. I'm good.
Oh man.
Kind of
What
yeah.
a time. What a time to be alive.
What a time where I can pretend.
I don't
like
even know
I'm
why I
better
said
than
that sentence just now, but
What a time?
What a time to be alive. I don't know what that had to do with what we were talking about, but
Oh yeah, I mean,
this
what
is
a time to be
when you
alive.
ta-
It's
this is what
great.
happens when you take a week off from
That's what
podcasting.
happens when you're part of
You
the
forget
Aeon
how
of
to-
Horus. You
forget
know,
how to-
I forgot how to podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just,
When
you guys
you're-
take over the show. I'll just
Yeah.
put in my quips.
Oh my goodness.
when you're part of the Aeon of Horus, it's hard to deal with it. It's a tough issue.
Agreed.
They're true. I don't even know what I just agreed to, honestly.
I don't think either of you know what you just agreed to.
My brain just turned off for
I
a little
I
bit.
didn't know-
100%
I don't know why I thought you might have caught it because it was a last podcast on the left reference from Aleister Crowley, where he's saying that we live right now in the Aeon of Horus, which is like the Eon of the Child, which is supposed to be like mayhem, violence, fire,
metal, baby.
I just 100% tuned you out completely. I was watching your lips move, but I wasn't hearing anything.
Well, when I said that, I immediately first looked at you when I initially said like Aeon of Horus, because I looked at you because I knew he was just gonna be like, yeah. And I was just like, he's gonna have no idea what the fuck I'm saying.
Not a single clue.
But I do
here I was agreeing.
But I do think it's kind of interesting that Aleister Crowley, who created the religion of Thelema, he said that we're in the Aeon of Horus, or the Aeon of the Child, which is supposed to be predicted for chaos, violence, and it's where people are supposed to like try to find their real true will, and they're supposed to like basically be their own gods. And I thought that's crazy that religion was made in 1904, and then during that we've had 2 world wars, and then the creation of social media, YouTube, and this, where you can basically become your own god. So it kind of matches, even though I do say that he uses the word for love, agape, which agape. For Aleister Crowley, that's very ironic because, Cam, you don't know about this, but Aleister Crowley, the most magical part about that man was his butthole.
Proud of him.
Yeah. That man had the most, that man had, I think by documents, the most powerful butthole in history. I think that's safe to say.
Scientifically proven.
Scientifically proven, the most powerful butthole.
That's my life.
By divinity.
That's what I aspire to be.
By divinity standards. I mean, he rose to the highest.
Why is his butthole so powerful?
You see, this man.
Sex magic.
This man was a power bottom. Actually, no, because he was passive. He allegedly didn't make noises, didn't push back, but he thought that, so what originally happened was Aleister Crowley and, what was this motherfucker? What was this weird guy's name?
I can't remember.
Thornburg?
Since I've done any reading.
It's
Nigel Thornberry?
Yes, Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah. So Aleister Crowley and Nigel Thornberry go into the desert to do some Enochian magic. And no, the butt stuff wasn't the reason why butt stuff got involved
until they created the Nokia.
Which is Enochian magic, basically.
Yeah.
But
because how else do you explain that long battery life?
Yeah, exactly. It's angelic.
That's magic in itself.
Yeah. But so they just go to do Enochian magic, but I don't remember why it wasn't working. So they quickly tried to make a shrine to Pan, the god Pan, the god of all pansexuals. So basically,
are you saying Pan or Pam?
Pan, the god of Pam. It's falling from the sky.
So you're saying Pam?
Pan.
Pam?
Pan. Yes.
Sir, I think I can help out with the Pam conundrum.
That's what. Yeah, the notorious Pam sexuals. Just fucking all the Pam. But so they're trying to make a shrine to Pan, but to
the cooking spray?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotta lube up somehow.
Yeah, in like 1901. Crazy.
We're good to go.
Quick, Aleister.
I'm smooth as a marble.
Aleister, spray my balls, quick. I don't want it to stick. But the shrine required a sacrifice, but they had no animals to sacrifice. So Aleister decided the best sacrifice was to sacrifice his butthole.
Been there.
But it could only be completed if the other man came.
Never been there.
and later on, and like
after not a Taco Bell, I think you hole real bad.
I don't know if it was the second or third episode of their series talking about this, where they were basically Aleister is getting railed hard from the back while people watch in basically a ritualistic circle, and
kinky.
And apparently,
Magic, man.
And again, his
like a cum dump.
I mean, it is. It is. That's 100% what it is. But basically this man, like Alistair, is just getting like railed beyond belief by a man that loves him, that never confesses his love and then dies alone of tuberculosis. But this man, apparently, because the first time they tried to do it, he couldn't come, but the second time he shot loads, and then Alistair claimed to have he claimed that the tongue of the god Mercury got inside of his brain and then told him that basically sperm is like a world. And so like when you ejaculate,
yep.
yeah, it's thousands of worlds. And so when you when you waste semen, you're wasting valuable life. Therefore, if you spilled any, you had to lick it up. Became
what was that game? Fucking
I don't know.
Soggy Biscuit?
Yeah, Soggy Biscuit.
Soggy Biscuit, yeah.
that's what it became.
Yeah.
Turned into
even know what
fucking
game that is.
ritualistic Soggy
Oh, it's
Biscuit.
weird.
What's Soggy Biscuit?
So
Yeah, you get this one.
man. Here's the thing is like
I'm such a naive child.
it's like
I don't
I've
know
only
things.
heard of this fictionally and I've never
I want to say same. I've never been involved in this.
So it's like you get like a cracker or a cookie or something and you
I already don't like where this
A
is.
form of biscuit.
a form of
I
biscuit.
already don't like this.
And you get a bunch of dudes in a circle and
no, I'm out.
y'all rub
can
one
ima-
out and then the last one to bust has to eat it.
Nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yep,
Not-
that's not a game
There's
for
also
me.
like 13 versions of that too.
yeah, it's
Not a game for this guy.
I get it. I get it.
Why do
Not
people
a
have to
game
ruin
for me.
food with bodily fluids? Like waffle stomping. Yeah.
I'm just
He has to process this
I
one.
hate
This
the
one.
internet because I know that. I have that fact tucked away in my brain.
Yeah.
The internet, yes, it does give
Yeah,
you
the-
information that
the
you
internet-
wish you never knew.
The internet has given me the visualization of two women shitting in cups and then pouring it in each other's mouths.
Yeah, true. Seeing a man sit down on a mason jar and it.
And it's shattering inside his ass.
Yeah.
A man getting fucked by a horse to death.
Rip internet.
Rip internet.
Internet, what have you done to us?
Well, the internet was innocent. We did this to the internet. The internet was.
No, that's fair.
We did this.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're the most.
That's
get it.
that's
Yeah.
a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah, the internet was.
Humans suck.
Fucking people, man.
The internet was an innocent little child.
All right, time
And
to
we're
give
j-
out 36,000.
And we were just like, I want to see fisting.
Anybody that I find posts disgusting things, I'm just going to be on a manhunt now.
It's rotten.com, baby. That shit.
Let me show you TikTok.
Oh man, it's just
Yeah, he's
the early
all I can
days of
say
the
about
internet
that.
were the Wild West, dog. And
yeah, that's true.
it's a trip to think like
Back when there was no regulation on it.
I was like fucking 12 years old on rotten.com. That website no 12-year-old ever should be on Rotten. No 12-year-old should ever be on 4chan.
That's what I was
Yeah,
about to say.
yeah.
4chan.
Yeah.
4chan's, yeah.
Like no 12, and that was even when it was like, man, 4chan's weird now, but
The
4chan
very
was
first
very
video
weird.
4chan
I-
has to be weird now because of QAnon.
Yeah,
They have to be weird now.
The very first video I remember seeing on 4chan, I can't remember even who showed me it,
Mm-hmm.
but I almost puked. Was a dude jumped off a cliff and he was trying to go for the water. He smacked his head on the corner of one.
I remember that one like vivid.
And they literally they had him on the ground, and then when they let go of his face, it just opened
up. Oh my god, I vividly remember that. Oh my
Dude,
god.
I almost puked. It's like I can handle gross stuff, but that was only because I knew it wasn't TV makeup.
Yeah, no, that's real.
That was 100%
that's shit that
someone's
happens, man.
face split wide open.
That's some shit that happens.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God.
Oh man.
Why?
It just goes to show that there's something wrong with me that I have nothing to that. Like when I've seen so many of
No,
of
like if
those.
I would have just watched the video and just seen the guy hit his face and known that he was bloodied and stuff, yeah, I'd have been fine. But seeing the face open completely like the alien on Independence Day, like when they cut open the alien on Independence Day, yeah, not for me. I can't do that.
It was
stuff.
gnarly. Oh my god, it was so
gross.
gnarly.
So gross.
But I also like it when my fucking nurse friends send me gore that comes into. I don't know. It's interesting to see what mankind can suffer through.
That's how I got the image of a man attempting suicide off a bridge and then being gracefully caught by a semi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, my buddy sent me images of those, and I was like, nice.
Y'all are sick.
So,
sick individuals.
Speaking of sick, I had a very important VA appointment today. And it was testing me for ADHD. And I wish I would have been able to get the pictures of the entire time I was thinking I want to get pictures of the questionnaires and my answers, and then ask you the questions and then see your reaction to
Ooh, that would have been fun.
Answered to. Yeah, but I couldn't take pictures.
Yep.
But I would have been I want to see how close you can get it to what I said.
What a bunch of lame-o-blamos.
Or give it to you guys and
HIPAA, man.
But
it's his stuff though.
It is, yeah.
HIPAA doesn't go into effect if he's the one showing us.
He violated his stuff.
He violated his own.
He has the freedom to show us that stuff if he wants.
I don't know.
It'd be different if his doctor was like, check out what this guy answered.
I even told my therapist that's perfectly fine. I told her because it was a new person. She's an intern, but she's less than a year away from getting her doctorate. Mm-hmm. So she's under somebody else right now.
Yeah.
But and by the way, just sweet, just really sweet, very kind. But one of the questions came up. By the way, this could have been a 30-minute appointment. And I think I was there for 2.5 hours.
That doesn't surprise me.
My appointment was at 1. It started before 1, and I left after 3.
Yeah, that honestly does not surprise me with you.
And one of the questions was talks too much, and I was laughing to myself. I was like, yes. And then one of the other ones was answering people's questions without letting them finish. And I was like, yes. And interrupting people while they talk. I'm like, yes. And then when we got to talks too much, because every single question she asked me, I had a story to.
Of course you did.
And I couldn't stop myself, but in my brain, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with this. I'm sorry you have to deal with me. And I'm sitting there. And when it got to the question of because she was asking the first couple pages, and then I had to finish the rest of them myself, and then she was going to compare them and then send them out. Mm-hmm. So she asked me do you ever feel like you talk too much? I was like, do you even have to ask me that? And she gave me the laugh of I'm surprised you didn't tell me to shut up. Because that's what I said. I'm surprised you didn't tell me to shut up already. And she did the laugh of I
wish I could.
Yeah, exactly. She gave me she kind of did the quick look at me, look away, look back at me while she was laughing. It was just I know, I understand you want to tell me to shut the fuck up right now. But let
me finish the story.
she definitely thinks that there's a lot of things wrong with me. I could tell by every reaction. She's
on her face. Honey, you got a lot worse than ADHD.
She was so sweet about it. I can't wait to have my.
I think she has to be.
She does. Yeah, legally. Well, she doesn't. She could be very cold and.
I don't think she could be yo, fucking psychopath, get out of here.
No, but she could just be
fix your shit and get.
She could be like a military doctor and just be like, "Hi, what are the problems?" Okay.
You're crazy? Cool.
Bye.
Here's some meds.
See you next week.
They don't even say anything. They just gesture the door.
They just shake a bottle of pills.
Just rattle
them, and then they throw them out the door.
Oh, you want this, stupid? Go, stupid. Go. The scene in Jurassic.
We're not playing fetch. Don't come back.
Go.
Yeah, I come back on all fours with a bottle in my mouth.
No, at the door. The door's locked.
He opens up. No.
He peeks out.
She opens up the window, throws it out the window. Go get it.
She's only the 5th story. And that's how we deal with that problem.
But yeah, no, there was some things that it was hard for me to answer. They were just what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, and explain in most detail how everything about it. And I was like, oh my god.
But I was trying to figure out if it comes from a traumatic instance.
This went on for 20 minutes of me being I'm not things that happen to me. Mm-hmm. I don't feel are traumatizing. I feel like I can think about it and be like, yeah, that happened. Like dad getting caught on fire in front of my eyes, and then me seeing his skin coming off of his body, still attached in the swimming pool while he's butt-ass naked.
That's pretty metal.
Like,
That'd be pretty cool.
Like, I think about that. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, that happened.
And you were like, what, 6?
I think I was like closer to like 8 or 9.
Yeah, okay, maybe 8 or 9. It might have been a little bit weird,
A little traumatizing.
but also,
I know
like,
at
as
the
an
time.
adult, I'd be like, "Yo, you cool? Because that's cool."
You need a beer? Because I'm about to get one too. This is cool.
Well, at the time, I was terrified. Like, I had no idea what to do. I was holding my dad's head up. So his head doesn't go underwater while we're waiting for an ambulance to come pick him up. So like, yeah, I was a little freaked out at the moment. I also just saw my dad's dick on fire, so that was a little confusing at the time too.
And weirdly enough, he focused on it.
Well, that's the thing is he remembers it to this day.
Yeah.
So it was definitely
Like, my dad's
core
dick on
memory
fire. Yep,
unlocked.
that's it.
Neurons have connected somehow.
And now we figured out the root of his problems.
There you go.
But I was able to like be like, you know what? I think one thing that I still have issues talking about to this day is Victoria, like when we talked about before. So I was like, that's still something that I get choked up if I talk in excess to.
You know what you need to do? Is you need to just tell your therapist, be like, you need to listen to my podcast and you'll find out what's wrong with me. Because I spill everything in that podcast.
I talk about it all, baby. But no.
And then we'll have another fan, you know?
Yeah.
Two birds, one stone.
And I kept on being asked how much I have sex, and I'm just like, I don't. All right, leave me alone.
I'm lonely, okay? That's why I have all these problems.
I get it, and I made the mistake of like my ex was involved in the Victoria story because I was at a dinner with her, but then she forced me to go down on a rant about my ex. I'm just like, I don't care about this lineage here, like this part of history. Like I have no feelings for. It's done. But she was like, well, no, tell me about it. Like, what happened? I'm just like, I went to the Marine Corps. She had mental issues. I had mental issues. We were apart. It's like, that was it. Like, it was just a bad scenario. She was like, okay. But then also, like, because I can't sit still. As everyone that has ever seen this show in their life knows, I cannot sit still for the life of me. And so I kept on, like, scratching the back of her desk with my fingernail. Because I didn't want to just sit with my hands in my lap. I didn't want to play with my legs. And I was like playing with like the corners of her desk. I was doing what I do now. I was just like picking at the corner a little bit with my fingernail. And then came the question of like feeling restless, always moving hands. I'm like, don't even ask me. Just circle yes.
I'm anxious as fuck right now. Look at me.
Always anxious. She also thinks that my morning happiness is actually just severe anxiety. She thinks because every time I see people first thing in the day, like I get goosebumps, my heart races up, and then I immediately like try to talk to people, but I stutter through my sentences. But I'm like super energetic and I want to talk. Kind of like a puppy when he wakes up and sees people. He's like, ooh, friends. But then she thinks it comes from a form of anxiety.
It could.
It very much could. When I thought about it, I'm like, when I'm in that state, I do feel like the same thing as I do anxious, but I'm also smiling. I smile when I'm anxious a lot, but that's also because I'm crazy.
You're just anxious.
Same reason why I smile when I'm angry.
That's just psychotic.
That is psychotic. That I did mention. I did, but
And
then
I'm guessing she took a note, right? And you're like that. I smile when I'm angry. She's
no,
like,
I didn't mention that. I did
smiles
not
when
mention
he's
that.
Angry.
I did not mention that. I did because I was brutally honest in there, as I try to be with most conversations of people that know too much about me. Is that I'm brutally honest about the facts of my life. And if I get things wrong, it's not because I'm lying. It's just I have a bad memory. I have a very bad memory because it's so many days just blend into each other right now.
It's probably the trauma.
My entire life is just trauma. Oh no.
Probably the trauma in the weed.
Yeah. Disassociation and marijuana. Trust me.
I don't disassociate. I
Consciously, you don't. Subconsciously, you might.
well, no, because I don't have moments where like I just snap in. I'm just like, oh my god, like where has this time been? Like I don't have moments where like I'm just doing nothing, like just staring at a wall blankly or anything like that. I don't just space out.
Well, that's not necessarily I mean, when I feel it, it's like everything's in third person is the easiest way I can describe it. It's like I'm there while it's happening, but it's kind of like I'm playing a game.
I get the opposite where I'm like,
So he does disassociate.
well, no, but it's
admitted
the
to
opposite
it.
of third person where I actually get like, I almost become one with the thing I'm doing. Whereas like, I don't feel like that's over associating. I over associate.
That's what I don't know.
I am the controller that he's playing.
Which
Why do these fingers keep hitting me?
get your hand off my analog.
Get your finger out of
He
there.
keeps hitting the A. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, but he keeps on rubbing that joystick. Ooh.
Nah, like I said, when I'm
Quit grabbing my bumpers.
when I'm bad, it's like it'll be like for a while, but it feels like I'm literally both in autopilot and everything is like in third person. It's like you're there, but you're like 3 feet behind your body while it's doing everything. It's just kind of weird.
Well, I will say she caught on to the most things of anybody I've ever talked to when it
It's
comes
like what
to
she gets paid to do.
No, I'm talking about the other people that have been paid to talk to me. She's been able to give me the most feedback of things I haven't already thought. Like everyone else is giving me things. I'm like, oh, no, I've already thought of that. I've already tried that.
Mm-hmm.
She's giving me things where I'm like, oh yeah, oh my God, you might be right. Cause she was talking about how she doesn't believe that I don't have medium days where I'm like medium times where like because apparently I'm manic according to the other two therapists. So I have like painfully high highs and then really low lows, but I never feel a medium. It's always like a cliff going to a ledge. It's just, there was no medium for me. And every time I try to describe it, she just gave me a look being like, you can tell the truth. I'm just like, no, I swear to God, like this is how it is. But I mean, she was talking about how like, the differences in the mood, like certain things that are going on that we're talking about, how it like associates with those things. My need to always stay productive, and then me in the Marine Corps when I got injured and I was being like outcasted because I couldn't do my job. Like they're saying, you can't do your job. What good are you? And that is a legit like word for word sentence that I had received in the Marine Corps while I was injured. You can't do your job. What good are you? And being called a failed Marine. And she was like, well, that might be why like you require doing work so much, why work takes up so much of your life, why you like put yourself into your work. And that's like you work and then you just sleep and then you go back to work. I'm like, I mean, that would make sense. But I also feel like I had that drive before that too. Like I worked at Sonic painfully long hours just because I wanted something to do.
Just because you want to find a fucking hobby, man, other than the podcast.
My hobby is I work and I make money, God damn it.
Find a hobby, man.
In my job, like
find something else that will give you goals to achieve for. Like, I know it sounds so dumb and so cliche, but like that's all my life was before climbing was go to work, come home, get stoned, go to work, come home, get stoned, maybe go to a show and every now and then, but like through climbing, like, and it sucks because like you gotta make the time for your hobbies. That's the other thing. You have time. You have to make it's there.
Yeah.
Like it's just you have to do it. You can't prioritize.
Like regardless of like even how you're feeling. Like it's a down day. I don't care. Get out and do it. Like
that's the thing is like you've gotta find a hobby. I mean, like I said, because the podcast is great. It's a good hobby, but it's once a week and it's for 1 hour a week. And well, I mean, a couple hours a week, but I mean,
it's just not enough of a hobby.
Yeah,
but that's the other thing too. It's not like a hobby we can set like tangible goals with. Yeah, we have goals for the podcast, but they're not like ones that we can set out.
We can't control.
We can't control. Reaching that goal.
But it goes, like if you, like I said, I know fitness is your thing, and you were really really into working out, and I know it's hard to work out when you're down because that's another part of it. You're down.
Well, that and also, I mean, I'm at work from 5 to 4, and then if I want 8 hours of sleep.
Well, you're going to have to be in bed by 7. You're going to have to learn how to function on less than 8 hours of sleep then.
Well, I never get 8 hours of sleep anyways. That's just an excuse I make anyways.
Exactly. Like
go fishing.
I don't like fishing. That's literally me sitting still doing the exact opposite of what my body tells me not to do every day.
Unless you're bass fishing, you're always moving.
You're not really always moving. It's not enough.
Okay. I mean, you are technically always moving. You cast, reel. You're always doing something.
It's not enough.
Or fly fishing.
Well,
same way.
Like I said, like that, like it's hard. It's very hard to get the motivation to dive into a hobby. But once you do, like, and that's the other thing, being ADHD, it's easy to jump hobby to hobby. Like that's the other part is like, and then my personal experience with it is if I'm not automatically good at it, then I don't want to do it.
Right. But to get good at anything, you have to keep doing it.
Exactly. So it's like you turning off that instant gratification part of your brain. which is the hardest fucking thing to do. But sometimes you got to do it and start planning for a long goal. And once you start hitting that, like, I promise you'll feel a little bit better. You'll feel like you're accomplishing something.
Yeah, my thing is like, because this was another half-hour conversation I had with this woman, was the fact that I want to do a lot of things, but every time I even get close to starting it and then doing it, like I don't have interest in almost anything. I mean, it's so hard outside of work. I mean, there's days where like I have, like, not because of you guys, there's no days I have literally no interest in doing the show, and it's just because my brain's it's telling me like you don't do
been
anything.
there too. Yep.
No, yeah.
I've had days where I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah,
I've had days where I'm like, do I even want to still do this anymore?
Yeah.
And then I do it, and I'm like, that's why I like doing it. I have fun doing it.
Yeah, I've never had I think I've had like 2 bad days where I walked away and I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. Like, I didn't have fun with that. But like almost every single episode I've walked away, I'm like, oh, that was fun. But it's not even directed at the podcast. It's directed at the fact that like when my brain goes, hey, I don't want to do anything, therefore you're not going to move from here, you're not going to do anything, and everything you're going to fucking try, I'm just going to say no, and I'm going to make you hate it every second. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I know I don't hate this. I know this is something that I usually enjoy. And like, I could do it for an hour. I've tried some things, like most of my night. I had a conversation with her before. Well, I'm part of the same conversation of there was times in my free time where I spend so much of my free time trying to find something I want to do, like just going from as many things I can find, just opening things up, just starting something. And I'll spend my entire free time just trying to find one thing that actually brings me like enjoyment in doing. And it just, like, the majority of my days, it just doesn't happen. But I'm happy, so it's fun.
My problem with when it comes to like whenever I'm like my down day of, I don't even want to do the podcast anymore. It's like mine's like it's not super successful yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why even try anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to remember, like, I have to remind myself, like, it takes time for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't start this thing already famous.
No.
So it's going to take a lot longer to get big before it can even get big. Now, if we're like 8 years down the road and we're still getting 5 views, like, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah.
I would give it less than that long. I would give it like 3 years. We're still getting 5 views.
But I mean, this, like I said, this is fun. This is a different type of, I mean, it's 3 bros hanging out, talking, shooting shit, and having good laughs.
Yeah, I can literally do this every single day.
I'm sorry,
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't every day.
Like, I don't have enough to talk about.
Maybe, I would say I couldn't with you 2 every single day, because we would literally just be staring at each other, be like, I just talked to you like less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, no, if I was like, this was my job and I had like 4 or 5 different podcasts, I could do this every day.
Yeah, if every single day I had a different group I was talking to, not only would I like love that every single day, but then that would also make it better for me, because I would just have more knowledge, and I would just be like, hey, share that with the every single podcast. I would go to a different podcast. The
competitive part of my brain would kick in and be like, which one of my shows is doing the best?
No, because I would treat it. I would think of it like a parent and be like, these are my children, and I want them all to succeed.
But you still have that competitive part, like this one's better. This one's better.
Look at these numbers, baby.
Like, this one, I'm the lead I'm the lead person on, and it's better than the other ones.
But then you start getting in the situation and be like, he started on an episode and he got more views than when I started an episode. Grouchy. I almost saw somebody get railed by a semi today. It was almost going to be interesting.
I saw a dead body yesterday.
Dude, where was this?
Chelsea. Yesterday was weird, man.
I mean, apparently, go on if you want to. I'm not going to make
up. Are you wanting to continue the story?
Yeah, I can, but I would like to smoke a cigarette.
That's what I'll say. Let's take a break. Teaser.
But yeah, so I saw a dead body yesterday. And yesterday was a very, very weird day to begin with. Like
before the body?
Yeah, before the body.
Okay.
I was really in my own brain, and went and talked with my deceased best friend. And after I left his gravesite, I was driving around, like, because I wanted to just drive for a while, listen to a couple albums and just drive. So I was running through Chelsea, like to get on the highway and come back down through Claremore. And as I'm rolling through like the town of Chelsea neighborhood, there's an ambulance, a firefighter, and 3 cop cars, and the ambulances are wheeling a body out of this house with a sheet like draped over it. And I was just like, what the today is weird, man. Really. And that kind of, it was just, I wasn't really ready to see a dead body yesterday when I saw that dead body.
The question is, are you ever really ready to see a dead body?
I mean, sometimes
I've been ready for a little bit. I've been waiting to see a couple more.
Like, there are times where I see one, like, because I mean, I've seen several like instances like that, similar instances where it's like, well, fuck. I mean, it's part of life. Like, it sucks because I mean, that whole person had, a family and a story and everything like that. But that's also what happens. Like, it's part of it. But yesterday I was just in a weird mood all day. Like I said, I went and talked to my dead best friend, and then dealt with like real world death, and it was just very strange day. It was just,
it's a reminder.
Yeah, we all die.
Very temporary.
We almost saw our nephew lose a finger.
He tried to sacrifice his finger to the god Mercury.
So you know those little borders that go around like flower beds, like the green metal ones?
Uh-huh.
He was playing around that, and when he fell, his finger hit it and went halfway through.
Yeah. You know when Woody gets the threading cut off on his arm? That's basically what his finger was.
Yeah.
That's gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was gnarly. And we were sitting there almost the entire
quick end to a family day right there.
Yeah, they rushed, my sister and her husband like rushed him off to the hospital, and we just kept playing backgammon.
we did indeed keep playing backgammon.
Like honestly, I didn't really know how bad it was until after they were left.
Yeah.
Like, after they left, like I figured it was like he cut it open really bad and like he's gonna have to go get stitches. But it wasn't until they cleaned it up and sent a picture, and we were like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, we were kind of shit talking. Like all of us were kind of shit talking, be like, we could have taken care of that here. Like before we saw it.
Glue on it.
That's what
we were saying. That's exactly what we were saying. But then we saw the picture and we're like, oh no,
no, that doesn't need super glue. That needs full on stitches.
That goes away.
Fun fact: I have never had stitches in my life.
I can't say that.
I have had wounds like where you see bone in my shins specifically. From BMX biking.
Oh yeah.
But instead of ever going to get stitches, just clean that bitch up and slap some super glue on there.
Oh yeah,
like,
just rub some dirt in there.
Like running, like it hurts like a motherfucker, but no stitches.
I've had like 17 stitches.
Uh-huh.
All in my head.
Yeah, I get it.
I've had surgeries, so I've had a surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I've never broken a bone though.
Okay, I've had stitches in my mouth, I guess. Like, but
I don't count those.
Yeah, that doesn't count. But I mean, it was like full on, like. Dude, because they had to like fillet the bottom of my mouth open and like take a bunch of bone out, and
oh my god! I thought you were just going to be talking about getting your like wisdom teeth taken out.
It was
that counts.
Yeah, it was like because like there's like a line in the bottom of my mouth that's like it feels like it's that long, so it's probably not that long, but like where
like a centimeter or two.
Like it because it started like
show me that tongue
down here and went like all the way back to
the molar. An inside joker.
Yeah, it was gnarly, dude.
Oh.
It was
those stitches count.
Yeah, those count.
They suck, more than one, I felt
if it's more than one
time.
stitch, it counts.
No, it was like
literally
7 stitches in my mouth.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
And you unconsciously like you feel it, so you move your tongue on it, and then it hurts worse. And you're like, but you keep doing it, just because it's that weird thing. Like there's something in your mouth that's not supposed to be.
7 stitches at once is more than I've gotten at one time.
Interesting.
Well, I guarantee you, I've broken many bones. I've just never went to the hospital for anything.
I think the most I got at one time was 6 stitches, and that was a scar,
forehead scar.
Yeah, right here. And that was when I was like little, and me and my sister were like, our beds were next to each other, and we just kept pushing each other from bed to bed. And right before she pushed, I was like, I'm not ready. Well, she pushed anyway, and I fell off and I hit my head on the bed frame.
Oh no!
So yeah, that was
ended quick.
1, 2, 3.
The first set of stitches I got, I was probably like maybe 2 years old. And my mom had to go. Someone knocked on the door, and so she went and answered. And I got out of my high chair and got on the table. And when I heard her coming back, I tried to hurry up and get back in my high chair.
Let that baby on the table.
And I tripped and fell off the table onto the tile floor.
Oh, took a tumble.
I'm pretty sure my dad said that he like walked into like just a pool of blood around my head.
Somebody get that baby off the table.
No, like. I vividly remember my first like big injury, and it was I was like probably like 2 or 3. and I fell into our fireplace, like not into the fire, but into the hearth of the fireplace, and busted. I have a scar on my left.
I have a scar right here from the same thing.
But the biggest wound, like my young child life,
is in his heart.
It is. Let's be real. But we came back because I was still living in California, but we came back to I came back with my mom to visit my grandparents and everything like that. I must have been like 4 or 5. But we went up to my grandfather's ranch and they were shodding the horses, putting new horseshoes on the horses. And my little dumbass, they told me a million times, don't walk behind the horses. And I walked behind the horse and it kicked me in the thigh. Like,
oh, that's dangerous.
And it like, I still have a very gnarly scar there. But when I was a little kid, it
does it look like devil horns?
No, it's just like a, it's
that's boring. I don't want to know.
Well, the thing is your skin, like certain ways, like your skin will open up, makes it harder for it to close.
Yeah, like serrated edges are easier to.
Well, no,
stitch
I'm saying like even on your torso, like if
just
I
like shape wise,
if I got stabbed with the flat of a knife going this way, that wound is going to open up more than if you get stabbed with a knife going this way.
Oh, is it because you?
It's because how your skin tension and your muscles, the same thing in your thigh. Like if you get stabbed in the thigh, like with a knife blade like this, like, I mean, you can't see it, but
parallel to your body.
Yeah, parallel to your body. The wound will be easier to close. But if you put it perpendicular to your body, the wound is more open. So that horse kicked me like a 4-inch gash in my thigh that was perpendicular to my body, and muscle and fat was literally like hanging out of this wound. But I still didn't get stitches, with just super glue and butterfly bandages, baby.
There was one time that I had it wasn't the Bowie knife. I had another knife next to a Bowie knife on my top shelf in our house in Henderson, and I guess I had shaken my desk, and the knife had fallen and gone into my thigh.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it didn't go in horribly deep. Like the shelf was like maybe just above like head height.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it went in enough to where blood started coming out nicely, where I'm sitting there like trying to find things to like clean it up. I also didn't like want it to be like overly exposed that, hey dad, I just cut my thigh open with a knife that fell.
Fun fact, he's actually playing with a knife.
He was throwing it up to see if he can catch it.
I'm almost always playing with some sort. I'm almost always playing with some form of sharp object.
The fact that he said he hit he shook the shelf and like that doesn't surprise me that he's so fidgety that he hit it.
No, I guarantee you, I was just like touching the corner of the desk.
Just cut you.
Like I was just fidgeting with it, and I guarantee you, or my leg was shaking and I need it.
Yeah,
I guarantee
none of that surprises me.
Yeah,
at all.
Painful.
No. Yeah, I've never been one for sitting still. They asked me in my appointment. They asked me a lot of questions about me before the age of 12, which I really don't remember too much. Except the therapist was very confused when I said watching my father get caught on fire and his skin come off not traumatizing. I was like, yeah, I mean, but that's just a thing. And she was like,
everyone's dads catch on fire and their skin falls off, right?
Everyone sees their dad's fiery dick.
Yeah. Tell me you never watched Fantastic Four? Everyone wants to be him.
Oh man, rough. That's just weird.
You don't want to get into some news stories?
I would love some news stories.
Tell me about the news.
Any bodies?
Well, you'll have to wait and find out. Man playing lottery shocks reporter with how he'd spend his winnings.
He dies.
He says, well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine. I'll be good to go.
I get it. Hey,
can you
man.
legally say that?
I mean, you could legally say whatever the fuck you want to say.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, it's not illegal
First Amendment
until he has
still got
5
it.
pounds of cocaine.
It's true.
And even then, it's not legal if you don't get caught.
A man in Shreveport, Louisiana, didn't win last night's Powerball jackpot, but he may have won the internet with his dreams of how he'd spend his winnings. The man identified only as James was being interviewed by Corey Johnson of KSLA TV, a CBS affiliate in Shreveport. He frankly admitted what he'd do if he won this nearly $700 million prize.
What would you do if you won $750 million? Or just $700 million? Just what would you do?
I'd buy a bigger house. I'd buy a podcast studio.
Oh yeah.
I'd probably buy I'd probably buy like a travel trailer so the family can go on vacations.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy a plane?
Terrible investment. Terrible investment.
Yeah, because you would.
That's fair. You have to drive all the way to the airport.
The cost of fuel is insane.
Yeah.
Now, like going and flying more. Yeah, that's totally
live in a
justifiable.
plane. There you go. Get a big enough plane that you can live on.
But I mean, other than that, I don't know. I'd probably just put it in savings. Honestly,
invest.
Live my best fucking life possible.
For sure. I don't know.
If I want it, I have it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nearly 700 million.
You can literally live off of $5 million a year and probably still like.
If I want it, I have it.
You can. If you spend $5 million a year, you will not outlive your money.
You could spend
I say
10 million a year and still live for 70 years off that money.
Yeah, so if you get that at 30, like you're good. You're done.
You could probably,
unless you're the oldest man
probably
alive,
live forever.
You could probably splurge a little bit.
Yeah.
You could probably
more than
pay
10
to live
million a
forever.
year.
Yeah, you could probably give me that. Give me them dead babies. I'm gonna live forever. But no, fuck.
What would you spend 700 million on?
700 million. I would build a moderate size house with a quote unquote beat laboratory. Like
what size is
studio.
moderate?
Like 3-bedroom, but also like an office room, like to do like a creative room, also like a media room, like for movies and shit like that. Cause I don't really want to go out and watch, but other than that, I'd buy a truck, but it would be like a Chevy Silverado. It wouldn't be anything like I would buy, I would probably have things like side by sides and 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and CUs, like but enough to where I could like be like, homies, let's go, like come on, let's go do something.
Tonight we ride.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I would invest heavily
In Bitcoin?
I was just about to say that. I swear to God.
I don't know if I would buy that much. Like, I mean, I would definitely have a very lucrative portfolio built because I could afford to have a lucrative portfolio built. But really, I would probably go back to school, but not ever really finish any type of. I would just probably be in school for the rest of my life and travel.
Oh, there goes the rest of your money.
Well, I mean, true.
Student debt.
Student debt. It's a bitch.
Now, going back to me buying, like I'd build one too.
Yeah.
But I'd do probably 5-bedroom.
Yeah. Well, you got a big fan.
I'd probably want it on at least 10 acres.
Yeah.
I'd probably build not off-site, but off building, a separate building that's just like the podcast stuff. But
just the man cave.
Yeah.
Like have a fucking like airplane.
But in the house, I would
pretty
also
much.
like build a room that's like an entertainment room, but it also has a built-in bar.
Yeah.
Like that is going to be entertainment central. Like I'm going to be like, I'm not going anywhere. You guys come to my house.
Come to my house. I'll smoke some meats. We'll drink some beers. It's going to be great.
Yeah. We'll record a podcast.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a good podcast. We'll just record a podcast.
We'll just
It's called the podcast party. And that's what we will do, a podcast party.
Yeah, it'll be different guests every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like whatever.
No, like I said, it would be.
Because who doesn't want to party at the guy who has $700 million?
Exactly. But no, it would be mainly
okay, Jeffrey Epstein.
It would be more. I would use my shit. I mean, I would definitely. A lot of that money is going to go back into wherever I'm at, like the community. My biggest thing, like I've always wanted to do, and Rogers County really doesn't have a place for it. But I mean, since it is home and it's kind of where I'm at, I've always wanted to have build like an equality center, like because. Like the closest one we have is, Tulsa, and a lot of kids around. There's a lot of queer youth in the Claremore / Rogers County region that has absolutely no place to be felt like themselves or be accepted as themselves. So I would want to do something like that. And then just fucking chill. Probably build a pot farm, probably have like a pot farm or something like. I would use my money to make more money. That way I could be more
of course,
give back with my money.
I'd probably do like a brewery. I'd probably start my own brewery.
No, I would totally do a brewery too.
Yeah.
That would be like I would have my finger in so many fucking pies, it would be ridiculous.
I was just about to say my two biggest things is land for a pot farm and then real estate, like flip houses, and then you can afford to lose in order to make somebody else pay more for the house. So even if you're losing, you're actually still making more because you're putting more money into the house. So as much money as you spend, you're making more no matter what.
Until the housing market crashes and everything.
Until the housing market crashes, but then I still have money and I still have houses.
I would just put all of the money into advertising for this show.
Listen,
global advertisement for Absurdity Podcast.
$700 million worth of advertising. We would be huge.
No, it won't, because that would just mean that the entire world knows that we're kind of funny.
Yeah.
We would live off mediocrity.
Oh my God, so many other people do. I was going to say, if I get into real estate...
no one's famous for doing it.
Oh, ooh. I was about to say a name, but it was going to be really insulting to that person. I was going to say Bobby Lees. But just as a joke, to be like, because everyone makes a joke that he's mediocre, like in his circle of friends. So I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you do with $700 million?
But yeah, so pot farm, home improvement. So trying to do house flipping, everything, real estate. And I was going to say, if I lose 700 million, they can only close down one house at a time. So if I have enough, they have to chase me from house to house. And I own the block, bitch.
Like if I had $700 million, there's no way that I would ever see myself running out of money through investment.
Right.
Through, like, it's just, that just
I mean,
seems...
granted, if you win $700 million, you're not getting all of that.
No, yeah, like you're going to get like, what, 60% of it roughly?
Yeah.
But still, that's $100 million. I don't think I would ever.
Right, yeah.
I would ever have to worry about money the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think, and because I'm trying to think of ways, because
That's
like
fuck you money.
Yeah, that is fuck you money.
That's like, nope, I'm out. See ya. I ain't working
Yeah.
ever again.
That's
No,
not even
I
fuck you
would-
money. That's like they don't get the opportunity to see your face kind of money. Like you get stopped at the door next door.
I would go in and I would be like, "Yo, guys, lunch is on me. I'm out."
This is my last day. Enjoy your lunch. Bye.
But what I'm, because you went on to the idea of like giving back to the community, and that's what I was originally thinking is like, could I donate my money to? But I think about like, obviously not all charities are bad, but there's a lot of charities that are like
your fucking own.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, I was going on to that less of making your own and more of like just, I guess, still doing my own project, but like just like trying to get places built like for people, like mental health facilities. And like, I think, and for something like that, I would have to have some way of overseeing. So I probably would start my own like kind of mental health thing. Absolutely. Cause I would have to make sure that like, I know that I don't have a bunch of cold therapists talking to people,
No,
just being like, hi, what's your problem? Bye.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but there's also like, I don't know. Like like I said, I wouldn't want to really have to worry about what all I want to worry is if my things are doing what I want them to do, not what the inner workings are. Like, I mean, I would worry about the inner workings, but I wouldn't be in there day to day. It would be like,
it'd be overseeing, but like not day to day overseeing.
Like I said, it would be all like, it would be because there's people who know so much more about how those things are supposed to run and how that thing's supposed to operate.
You'd be like a regional manager, like come in every now and then, make sure everything's going good.
Yeah.
And
no, you're just the owner. You're just the dude that walks in sometimes and be like,
yeah,
things good,
okay.
things good. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Owner's the actual word. Yeah.
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 But even then, I would, like I said, it would be more like, I mean, I guess that you're still technically the owner if you own 51% of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't really want it to be like company. I would want it to be, I mean, it's gonna like stuff like I would definitely attribute to like healthcare and everything like that to my community, but it would be expected to be at a loss. It wouldn't be like, I'm not going to be in there like hounding people to like, yeah, my people would get paid. My employees would get paid, but I'm not in there like hounding everybody. Like,
make me all my money.
Yeah, no, but like charge a reasonable amount for healthcare.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Not $7,000 a visit.
No. Yeah. Silly stuff. But no. Any more things?
I was saying politics.
No, fuck that.
Nope. Out of here.
I'm out.
Next story.
Just because you got money doesn't mean you're good in politics. You get to get in politics.
Next.
I mean, that's how it works, but
Exactly, bitch.
Next story.
No, I was saying with the money, you can now afford to not be bought.
Nah, still, no, not doing it.
Or at least support,
or
at least support people that you actually believe in. Like the candidate, I forget her name. There was an actual like veteran that actually had good ideas that fought against people that are getting bought out. That ended up she just got snuffed out because the media didn't want to cover a really good candidate that actually has like military history and is actually just a very good woman. God forbid we have to have a woman who's willing to sell out for millions and billions and kill people.
That's anything in politics, though.
Yeah,
that's.
I was really upset about that because I really enjoyed whatever her name was.
Totally enjoyed her.
Oh man.
I'm really
You want me to edit that out or?
absolutely not. I have nothing but respect for her, but I literally can't remember her name.
I truly believe in.
Is it
that
Tulsi
one
Gabbard?
woman.
I don't think it was Tulsi Gabbard. That I don't even want to. I want you to cut that out and tell us because Tulsi Gabbard may be a horrible person. Right,
I know who you're talking about. I think, but also I think some shit came out that she wasn't paying her people. But I also could be thinking completely wrong.
I'm not cutting anything out.
Good.
that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't care.
Because I'm lazy with this editing.
Just make sure the level's right. The level's good.
The levels are good. No echo. We're good.
We're
Send
good.
it, baby.
export, and go.
Yeah, no, it was Tulsi Gabbard. Yep, absolutely. And she was a United States Army Reserve officer.
See, it worked out well. We
did,
didn't have to
absolutely.
edit anything.
Oh, it says she's a former politician.
Whew, I was just.
I'm really
You
sad.
almost made me have to do more work than I wanted to.
Former politician. I'm very sad about that because she was a very good candidate, and I miss her dearly.
Anywho,
Anyways, on to your fucking news
News
stories,
2.
goddammit. Yeah, what happened?
broken toilet means SpaceX crew is stuck using diapers.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't
Listen.
that suck?
That's a shitty time.
I was hoping someone was going to
Do what you have to
I wasn't
do.
going to do it.
Do what you have to do to get my hyperlink internet up and running, goddammit. I don't care if you have to wear diapers. I don't care if you have to shit in your hands and throw it at people. I want my internet. Elon.
Yeah.
Diapers in space. You got it.
That's a really bad movie right there. Diapers in
I've heard
space.
space has a very
Rugrats. It's a new Rugrats movie.
I think space has a very weird smell already. I could be.
Never heard of space.
Well, it's maybe because your nose has never accessed the lack of smell.
But, okay, so if there's an entirely lack of smell, like you've got to imagine a fart or a shit smells absolutely horrible.
Oh yeah,
up
it
there.
owns the place. Yeah, it spreads like wildfire. It has
Because
no.
it spreads worse than in an area that has gravity.
I don't think it dissipates.
Probably does.
Where does it dissipate to?
Where does it go?
Yeah, exactly. I guess the filtration system.
Up
honestly.
and out.
How can it go up though? There's no gravity.
There's an oxygen.
It's just floating around.
Hey, up is anything relative to you that's up.
Wait, so we do have a way to they obviously have they generate oxygen in space, right? like they're in the station, like they have to, right?
I mean, they probably have O2 tanks
Uh,
because there's no oxygen in space.
No, but there
so
has
they
to be a
can't
way
just
to-
generate oxygen.
There has to be some form of oxygen generation. I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
probably O2 tanks.
so here when
That's just tanks of O2.
when
Well, duh.
It's no kind of conversion. It's just oxygen.
Yeah.
When astronauts return from spacewalks and remove their helmets, they are welcomed back with a peculiar smell, an odor that is distinct and weird, something astronauts have described like a seared steak and also hot metal and also welding fumes. Like that's what they like after you come back in from space and you
So
come
almost
out.
like
weird.
gunpowder.
I mean, one is not like the others.
no welding fumes and like metallic like metal, like I get that one.
Well, welding fumes smell like
seared
gunpowder.
steak?
Like
I guess you just smell the
like-
charred.
yeah, like
charred?
just a char.
Just charred,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Seared steak, I'm thinking like a steak that's got
Yeah,
like
I was-
seasoning
I
on
was
it.
like, that's
I'm
delicious.
like, man, I would not mind that
yeah,
one
coming
bit.
back home, be like,
guy-
oh, steak.
Astronaut Tony Antonelli has said it's definitely different than anything else. He's been on 3 spacewalks, by the
Fucking
way.
Italians.
Says it carries a distinct odor of ozone and a faint acrid smell.
What the fuck does ozone smell like?
Like when like if you never smelled like when a bunch of like static goes off or something like that, like that's ozone. It's like when open electricity happens in the air, that's producing ozone. Not in the
Oh.
sense of ozone, but it's producing ozone that like
Oh, zone.
I don't want to make the joke, but thank you.
it's like like when after you smell like electricity, that is what
It's
ozone is.
after zone does something
sounds-
silly.
yeah.
Oh, zone.
Ozone.
It's like something someone would tell me to do just after they took acid. Be like, can you smell that electricity?
I mean, I've not even ever taking like acid, but like where like you're
God.
having like when it gets cold and you have carpet in the house and you're like static shocking each other and you're just like, man, it smells like electricity. Or when it just smells like
Or when
electricity.
you taste like the copper in your mouth from
You know,
like when electric lightning strikes close.
Yeah.
You know, me working electrical, I
was
probably
going
know
somewhere
exactly.
with that. Yeah.
I probably know exactly what you're talking about because I work with electrical.
Mhm.
I just, for some reason, can't put the smell to it. It's probably something I smell all the time. So I'm just like, oh yeah, it's just, I smell it every day.
I hope you're not. That means you're working with open electricity that's hot.
Yeah, stick my dick in it. Sound with it.
You should stick my dick out. I don't know why I thought you said that, but I thought.
I
you
mean,
did.
either way, I said I sound with it, so my dick
the
has to
sound
be
with
out.
It was the part that really fucked my head up.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Quick question: do I use the power of the ground, big boy?
You just said stick my dick out.
Careful, if I get experienced enough, they say I can use the battery cable.
That's not a conductor.
oh god.
How would you fit a 7/16 in there? Jesus Christ!
Anyways, Jake, you'll like this news story. Australian
Recently
zoo,
on a cum dump.
Australian zoo gets mega spider capable of piercing human fingernails.
Fuck yeah!
What the fuck?
Fuck yeah! Tell me more. Tell me more about this
Officials
fucking
plan
spider.
to milk the massive funnel web spider for venom and send it to a pharmaceutical company that can turn it into anti-venom.
There goes my
I just
goosebumps.
want to see how big is this spider?
Let's see if they.
It's probably just gonna be a go.
Pierce your fingernails.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen a Goliath bird eater?
Yeah, but I mean,
That thing can pierce your fingernails. Its fangs are 2 inches long.
still.
Imagine a spider with 2-inch long fangs. That's
It
real.
doesn't-
That's a
it doesn't-
thing.
It doesn't mean the spider has the strength, but if this spider like legitimately has the strength to do it,
Well, I mean, the Goliath bird eater eats
Oh
birds.
man, I already don't like that.
Wait, can you tell me the
well-
name of it? I'll look it up.
It's just type in Australian mega spider.
Australian.
God, that's such a. I hope that's the name of it, honestly.
I think it is. It's really not huge,
But it's strong.
but it's like
Oh.
this is it compared to
Aw.
what looks like an Australian coin.
I've got this.
You're telling me this is the mega spider?
No.
It's one of the first images that come up.
Yo, that thing gnar. It got some beefy
Gnar?
fangs.
Yo, I'm just getting to. Oh my god!
Like its actual mandibles that are holding the things are fucking thick.
Okay, first of all, if I ever ran into a giant huntsman spider, like
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, huntsman
nope,
spiders are no fucking joke. They're so big.
that's a big note for me.
Like I think that's literally the biggest spider because of the size of its legs. Like it's
this
huge.
is a monster golden orb spider.
I've seen those. Yeah.
That's a big note for me.
There's also
That's
there's
interesting.
also spiders that like blend into like wood. Like they have like they have really weird bodies to blend into like stumps.
Mhm.
And there's also spiders that have butts so that they can blend into the wall, like into a dirt wall.
Well, I think there's one that make their hind end is supposed to like
This, by the way.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks like it has a strong fucking bite. Oh my god.
They have I can't remember what it's called, but basically like emulates like a mushroom coming off a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So like it actually like, protrudes from their body.
Oh, you're talking about the fungal infection that The Last of Us was based off of?
Oh, I don't
That
know.
infects the ants and then the spores come out of the ants?
Spider that looks
talking
like
about
it.
spider.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
No, I zoned
You're
out for a
talking
second.
about cordyceps. He's talking about spiders.
Cortisone.
Preparation H. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Anyway.
does feel good on the whole.
Yeah, that fungus infection's fucking crazy though, because it literally like it spreads by like basically hollowizing an ant, and then like have its spores come out of the back, and then a spider comes up and grabs it, and then the spider shits it out, and it goes into more things.
Been there.
It literally it's zombie like that's. I mean, again, that's the inspiration to The Last of Us. Is
I never played it.
you know what it's about though, right?
Nope. Never played it.
Cordyceps take over mankind.
Boom.
Yeah,
There you go.
basically, cordyceps takes over mankind. It's literally a fungus that takes over the human body and like turns them into like clickers and everything, which is basically something that's blind that can only hear and it clicks.
Like my kids.
Your
My kids.
kids are
click.
blind and
Well, no, they're
they're
deaf.
deaf
They can
and they
see,
only
but they
and
can't.
they click constantly. They go.
No. My Bryson and Anley both click a lot. They'll be like, they'll just be sitting there going,
Oh well, that's. I mean, that's.
and I'm
kind
like,
of a normal thing.
stop it. Like, it won't be like Bryson does it when he's thinking. He'll be like,
I mean, I do that when I'm
Um,
thinking sometimes. You're there. I tap my
I'm
fingers,
like, stop it.
or I
Stop
jerk my
clicking.
dick out. I really
Anley does it after a sentence.
Like she's confused afterwards, and like she's thinking.
No, it's
everyone's
just like I don't know what it is. She'll be like, "Can we have pizza tonight?" I'm like, what are you doing?
maybe that's her
Stop.
way of like puppy dog eyes. It's just like clicking at you.
But it's like no, it's
Like you're a cat.
It's just like over after anything. Like it's not specifically asking a question of like, it'll just be like anything. Like, oh, I slept pretty good today.
You should probably have that for
so
those.
weird.
Should probably have that for her entire life too.
Probably.
It'll probably just be a thing where people are just like, yeah, she does that.
It's just
Everyone
I mean,
has their little thing.
she doesn't do it near as much as she used to, but Bryson's the major offender now because like you'll be like, "What's this?" He's like,
But it's okay because that's a thinky thought. That's a thinky sound.
It's a thinky thought.
It's a thinky thought. That's a thinky sound. Like when you think, you make
It's a
that
present
sound.
tense of a past tense.
Yeah, it's a thinky thought.
Anyway, let's end this show. Good
Get it over
lord.
with.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Let's
Thanks
go on.
for tuning in, guys.
Anyways, hemorrhoids. All right.
Yeah. Well, tune in next episode. You'll find out about that. You won't.
It's in the butthole.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Absurdity69. Follow
The butthole's
Patreon,
magical.
Absurdity Pod. Go watch us on YouTube, whatever you want to do.
Massage the prostate.
Toodaloo.
Toodles.
Bye.
Prostate.